Everybody, we're back. Tailgaters. I'm Bruce. I'm with Daryl. I'm with Marcus. And it's been a crazy week, hasn't it? We're just going to kind of do another little scatter shooting, talk about a few things. But the first thing I wanted to bring up was, did y'all watch the return of Luka to the ACC? That was unreal to see. Did y'all see that?
I mean, they had the highlights, but Daryl, did you check it out?
Yeah. You know me. Yeah, I was sitting there smiling and grinning.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was amazing. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And not only that, bro, but unreal. Still to me, just absolutely unreal that this is happening. And that it happened, and who knows what's going to happen after this season. But man, it was great to see him, come back and people showed the love that they showed, and show the hate that they showed.
Yes, they did.
So man, exciting stuff.
It was kind of weird. I've heard different explanations or different rationales. They showed that video of Luka at the very beginning. He's in tears over it, which added to it. But it is kind of weird. Someone made a comment like them showing that video highlight reel of Luka after getting rid of Luka, sort of like breaking up with your girlfriend. Your girlfriend says, "I don't want to be with you anymore." Then she sends you a love letter. And it was crazy. Why would you do that? But it must have been for the fans. Definitely wasn't for Nico. And then Luka goes out crazy. What, he had like 31 points in the first half and 45 for the whole game?
Yeah.
And it's one of the few times I've ever seen, maybe the only time at that level, where the home crowd was cheering so loudly for the opponent player. He would go in, everyone's just cheering crazy. And then when they went to fire Nico, then did you see the camera pan in on Nico? And looks like he's at a place where he could escape really easy, but he sure wasn't looking happy. And I guess he was the security guard next to him. He was humongous. But yeah, I don't. After that, I was reading someone, see what you think. Someone saying like the Maverick organization may not recover from this unless they get rid of Nico. I mean, it's a publicity nightmare for him, I would think. Of course, they sell out for him.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough decision, but I don't subscribe to the notion that we should let people be pushed out by public perception. I'm certain. Listen, Nico made that decision to make the trade. A lot of people weren't necessarily behind it, and so far it seems as though the Dallas Mavericks were the loser. In that trade, I don't see where that worked out for them. Maybe the next season or two, but I've never been a fan of the public's perception. I mean, outside of law, right, where we should be having leaders of sports organizations and franchises pushed out because of decisions they made. They made those decisions for a reason. So I'm not a fan of that tactic or that strategy, but that's just me. But nevertheless, man, Luka's he's amazing. 45 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, it was the guy is just phenomenal, and it's something about him going to the Lakers. It's almost like it's rejuvenized him. Like he's on a whole nother level, in a mission, right? And I think if you go back and look at one of our earlier recordings, and we were talking about the predictions, and Daryl, you called it, right? But at the end of the day, man, the Lakers went from not really having a strong chance to go far into the playoffs to possibly winning it all. And it's just amazing what can happen when you make a certain move in terms of a trade, or you just pair the right two people up together. And there was always that question whether LeBron and Luka would actually work, right? Because you put a bunch of talented people together, that doesn't mean it's going to always work. Well, this worked.
Well, it's like during this Luka returning, you could see that LeBron kind of stepped back and allowed Luka to take the shining moment at the time. And then at the very end of the game, it looked to me like they put Luka out there, and both teams went with. Now, if it'd been a close game, they probably wouldn't have done that. But they allowed Luka to be out there by himself, and everyone cheered for him. And then the Maverick went towards him and he allowed him to foul him, so Luka could go out like you are in a championship game, and everyone's cheering him. Both teams allowed Luka to have that moment, which was really special. But But it was really great. But you're right. If it also everything just went downhill for the Mavericks too, because not just the Luka trade, but have you ever seen a team lose this many starters for injuries for the duration? I mean, had Anthony Daniels, of course, but Lively went down, Daniels went down, Kyrie Irving went down. I mean, talk about a string of bad luck. I mean, there is that curse of Luka, maybe. And do you think maybe if Kyrie Irving wasn't hurt, this might have been one of the most dangerous play-in teams ever? Now everybody's healthy.
I agree. They even with all the injuries, they still didn't struggle too bad. They still went out there to compete every night, and they won some here and there. So with Kyrie, with Kyrie and with AD together, I mean, think about that. I mean, you still have a squad. So you can. They might be onto something, but hopefully not, man. I mean, I am one of those people, Marcus, where I'm petty. And I just want to see them. I want to see the whole team. I want to see everybody break their big toe.
Oh man, you want to burn it all down. You want to burn it down.
As much as I love Kyrie, man, I mean, bro, I don't. Excuse my language, man. I don't give a flying flip. What happens to them, bro? I mean, it's just to me that just doesn't make sense, bro. I mean, come on, bro. You wasn't mad at Daryl? Was it Daryl Morey that traded half the Rockets away to get Charles Barkley?
Charles Barkley, yeah, Sam Cassell, Robert Horry. But again, I was upset, But I mean, I don't know, different times, different strokes, different folks. You obviously have a little bit more passion here than I do, but I don't know. Like you said,
well, it seems like Nico
come back. Next season might be completely different. But so far, as I said a few moments ago, it looks like the Lakers won in a major way. Great.
Yeah, because one GM is a genius and one is a dummy.
Damn!
Well, Nico's the analytics, so it looks like he measured everything on his little spreadsheet, but he didn't measure the heart of the fans. It wasn't customer oriented. It was more whatever in his brain, analytics, decision oriented. So anyway, we're changing the subject you guys probably really love. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marcus.
I was going to say, I think we moved away from that, though, right? I mean, that's why you don't see those long-term franchise players like you do, right? Because now they're thinking about the big business, right? I mean, they want to win the chip, but they're also thinking about driving revenue for their organizations. And so I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Just putting that out there.
No, it's okay. I was thinking another topic, though, that's probably more near and dear to your hearts was the NCAA basketball championship game. I mean, that was quite a game, and I really thought Houston had that game, and then at the end, they kind of turned it over away. I mean, you guys are bigger fans for them. What did you think?
I sat there and watched that game from a bar in Seattle. I was literally the only person going for Houston in that bar. I don't know why people on the opposite end of the corner were rooting for Florida, but the place that I was in definitely was predominantly rooting for Florida. But I mean, it was just a big momentum swing in the second half. Houston controlled most of the game, but couldn't close it out. Florida dipped away steadily and took full advantage of late game collapses, flipped the momentum, and especially when it mattered most. And like, when you think about those last 2 or 3 plays that Houston had down the court on the offensive side, it's like, what the hell were you thinking? I think it was one of those things where it was almost like stage fright. Like they just didn't believe it, and they just got nervous. They just the spotlight was on them, and it was like, holy crap, this thing is real. We could actually do this. And I think that when was the last time Florida had won? Like 2017. I mean, there's a little bit more of a recent winning culture with that organization, and I just think Houston just got a little stage fright. I don't know what happened. I literally don't. I halftime I thought Houston was like ready to bring this all home.
I did too. What'd you think, Daryl?
I don't think about U of H Cougars, man. I'm an Aggie. No, that's not what we're here for. That's not what we're here for. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, congratulations, Houston Cougars, for having a great season. I mean, you made it that far. You did well. But hey, let's look forward to a better season next year, because you still got a great squad. Man, if we can, man, and look, I am proud of the Cougars, because that's home. yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they bounce back, man. But you only got so long to close that window of success with an organization, man. I mean, they've been there and they've been doing their thing, but I mean, at some point you got to kick the door in and say, "Hey, man, we're the champions." So
Yeah.
we'll see how this pan out, because man, I mean, the Florida Gators, they look hungry, man. They look like they wanted it. And what's your boy name, Clayton? Clayton, is that
Oh
the
God, what, he was scoreless in the first half and he had like 11 points in the second half. I mean, he was the key factor in terms of
he
them
went
winning
off.
the game.
He went off, man. He definitely went off. So yeah, that was the factor right there. That was the factor. So
It was a
but yeah.
bizarre ending too. You ever see a end of a championship game where they didn't get the shot off? Instead, the ball's just bouncing in between everybody. Like, what happened? And I understand why he did it. It would have been blocked, and he was hoping one of his players would come. But it did look a little bit more like, don't blame it on the coach. Somehow I guess he just said you got to go for a 3-pointer. We're going for the win, and they didn't even look for inside. They did. They looked confused and didn't quite know what to do. And then
Exactly. It was poor execution. I mean, it was costly turnovers when it mattered the most. I go back to like the last 2 or 3 trips down the court on the offense, and I mean they handed that game to Florida. Like the Houston could have won that game hands down. Just two different decisions in terms of how they orchestrated their play. If they actually ran a play, yeah, we'd be having a different conversation.
totally different.
And
Yeah.
and Daryl, to your point, right? It's like they still have a good squad, but it's not like in the pros where you can string together. You keep a nucleus of guys together for 5 or 6, 7 years. I mean, in the NCAA basketball world, right? I mean, you got that 2, maybe 3 year window, and think about it. I mean, a team as prominent as the Houston Cougars, they haven't been to the championship game since Olajuwon. That was like what, 83, 84. So that's 40 plus years. And it takes a long time to get back there when you fall from grace. So hopefully, they can learn from this year, rebuild, and bring in recruit some good players and put themselves in good contention for a championship run next year.
Which makes me think, last time we were talking about why is the NBA's ratings down? And what you just said dawned on me too. Used to be back in the day, we would watch a player for 3 or 4 years in college and we'd build up, we'd know the guy. And then all of a
Right.
sudden, it's NBA. Now you already got a built-in market bringing to the NBA. But now these top players, they may not even play in college, but they, 1 year, 2 years, there. We haven't had a time to learn them and become
Right.
big fans of that player. So that hurts too. Their inability to build a market before they even get into the NBA. I don't know, just a thought I had.
Yeah.
Spontaneous
Yeah,
thought of brilliance.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Dan, I got a question too, man.
Yeah.
Marcus, what were you gonna do if they won, man? You gonna jump up and down, run down the street, celebrate, go cool? What you was gonna do, bro?
I probably would have screamed in the bar. I was rocking the red. I was rocking the red like I'm rocking it today. I know, red is my color. You was talking that noise about me not being a Rockets fan, and now you're talking that noise about me. I don't know if you're trying to hint at me not being a Cougars fan. I'm not. I mean, I went across the street to TSU. They wouldn't even deliver pizza across that street. I know, Darren, you know what I'm talking about, right? Elgin, they wouldn't cross that street, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm still Houston born and bred, and I'm going to always root for any team coming out of Houston, even the Texans. I mean, Dallas being out and not being able to advance, I was really rooting for the Texans. I'm going to always root for teams in Houston, regardless. Plain and simple.
So if the Texans and the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, who you going for?
I'm going for the Cowboys. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, all
In
right.
that scenario, but that is the only scenario. Outside of that, I want the Cougars to win. I want the Astros to win. I want the Rockets to win. Like I am a Houston native and will always. I've only been in this Austin area for 20 years. I spent 30 years in Houston. So just calling it what it is, my bro. I know
Remember
you
So
when
after
think
30
I know
years,
you think I
so,
flipped the script and I'm like sold out my hometown, baby. But I'm still Houston, baby. Wah, wah. Come on now.
remember when Bum Phillips was coaching the Oilers and they're playing really well. And the Cowboys were America's team. And Bill Phillips says, well, the Cowboys can be America's team because we're a Texas team. So kind of going what you're saying. He loved his Houston until he went to New Orleans. Yeah. Anything else? What else happened this week?
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be the interesting thing. I think I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with the Rockets, how far they're gonna take this thing. I mean, obviously you've seen the way the first round is gonna line up. LeBron is gonna go up against Steph Curry. I mean, it's almost like the first round is gonna be could potentially be more exciting than the semifinals or the conference finals. But I don't know. I'm interested. I want to see how far the Rockets can go. I mean, they get out of the first round. It's a good chance they're going at least to the conference finals. They may not make it. But Daryl, as much as I hate to agree with you, as much as I don't like to agree with you, man, you have impressed upon me, and just I don't know, man. I think the Lakers look good. They have a lot of steam, a lot of momentum. They have the winningest record since Luka's come on. I mean, the Rockets were able to hold on to the number 2 spot because of the strong, consistent performance all season. But man, the Lakers look damn good. Damn.
Yeah, I agree.
And then what about the Mavericks? Do you think they got? Earlier this year, I thought they had a chance for a championship, so they downgraded. But do you think they have a chance to get out of the play-ins? They're looking, I think, good enough to get out of the play-ins. That's how far they've sunk, just hoping they get out of the play-ins. Anyway. All right. Well, that's all we got for today, you guys. Like, subscribe, and if you got any comments or other things that happened this week, just let us know because we like reading your comments. But we'll see you again next time. Thanks.
All right.